Hello, my friends and other people that might be watching this, and welcome to the bowels of the internet and the dregs. And this is the Vegematic channel, produced by Armpit Studios in the armpit of Canada, London, Ontario. And if you've ever been to London, I'm sorry, it's just, they couldn't even come up with an original name for the place, and it's really not tourism friendly. I hate to say that because, you know, they say, well, you know, you love your city that you're living in. Now, I just ended up here by happenstance, and somehow this is a type of city that grabs you and holds you in place, and you're glued there, and you try and get out, and there's glue sticking to your feet, and it keeps bringing you back, and you don't know why. We live in an age of high anxiety. Everybody's anxious, and no wonder. Multiple crises descending upon the planet. We're worried about climate change dreadfully, and rightfully so. We're worried about nuclear winter, and rightfully so. We're worried about inflation and the money shrinking and shrinking, and we're worried about Elon Musk taking over Twitter. $44 billion to buy Twitter, so that I can say what I want to say because I've got $44 billion, I'm important. Yes, we live in a world full of chaos and misery, but let's look at history. When would you have rather lived? Would it have been the Dark Ages and your life expectancy was about 35 years? No, things are wonderful now. Science has saved us all, yeah, and we're worried about blowing ourselves up. We're just going to blow ourselves up, aren't we? We're going to do it. It's just we're too stupid to figure out how to live in harmony with our surroundings. And the constant crazy shit show on the media, right? From all parties. Seems like you just get rid of one and another one pops up, and it's all evil, and it doesn't matter because they're all idiots. What can you say? We are ruled by idiots and oligarchs. Idiots and oligarchs rule the world. You just have to accept it. They are busy destroying it in any possible method that they can come up with that will destroy it quicker and line their pockets. This is what we live for. This is what society is built upon. Greed, avaricious greed, acquisition. That's all we've ever cared about. And yet some of us inside feel a deeper connection, a spiritual thing that's going to, it's hope, but it's not hopeless in this. The world is totally hopeless. Yes, it is. As we approach our ultimate demise and energy changes form, it doesn't disappear. So I don't think we disappear. So I think that there's probably something more after we die. Everybody's walking around tense, and they're testy, and they're miserable, and they're always looking to argue and fight and cause problems, and what is it that humans always get to this point where they're at each other's throats, and it's this weird psychological thing that I think humans go through every 50, 60, 70 years, whatever. It's all cyclical. And we're very much in a position right now where we're staring down World War III. And honestly, if you had told me all this crap that was going on when I was younger, I would have said, well, it's a great science fiction movie. The world is just spinning out of control, and the population is spinning out of control, and people keep breeding and breeding and breeding, and we're unable to support that breeding. So I saw a hilarious clip from Right Wing Watch, which is a great YouTube channel if you want to laugh or cry. I don't know which is more appropriate. Roger Stone, yes, the famous Roger Stone, was on some crazy TV preacher's money-making outfit channel, whatever they do with that thing, and saying there's a satanic portal above the White House, and he actually showed a picture of some sort of thing above the White House. It looked like it might have been a lens flare or something. But my thought is, like, there has been a satanic portal over the White House for many years. It's nothing new. They're all over the place, you know. I got one down the street from me. So Hambone left a comment on my last video, and thank you, YouTube, for not showing it to me in a little window so I could just answer it without going into my channel, being humiliated by my statistics and having to go and retrieve comments from the held for review. Review by who? I don't want anybody reviewing my comments. I want to review them myself, and if they're idiots, they're idiots. But anyway, I'm going off on a rant about this, and it's just, what's the point, right? So anyway, excuse me, it's late at night. I'm imbibing and against all advice in my life, which I've never followed. But yes, so Hambone left a comment on my last video where I had made the comment, there will be an answer, let it be. And he said, no, there'll be no answer. We're just fucked. And yeah, okay, if you look at it on the physical plane, but if you look at it like from the point of view of if you believe in humans having a soul, then you've got to believe that all this complexity and everything hasn't just been created to destroy itself. Well, maybe it has. Okay, you got a point, Hambone. This is my little buddy. Now, those of you who are of an artistic bent may recognize him from the classic drawing pose, figure drawing classes or whatever. And they used to be like, you know, a couple of feet tall, and now they're really, really tiny. And I was looking at this thing. I got it at the dollar store, and I got pencils with it, free pencils. So pencils plus this marvelous contraption. And I thought, there's little screws holding the arms on, and there's like elastic inside it and everything. Somewhere in China, there is some poor bugger losing his eyesight or her eyesight, putting these little screws in the shoulders of these things so I could buy this at a dollar store and make poses with it to draw from. And this could be yours. If you become the 1,000th subscriber to the Vegematic channel, you will win this as part of a fabulous prize package, which will include a framed hairball from one of my cats. So how can you resist, right? I mean, more fabulous prizes will be announced in the future. Keep coming back to the Vegematic channel, and you too could be a winner. When I was a kid, I read comic books, and they said you could buy sea monkeys. They had these great illustrations of all these monkeys doing tricks, and they were these amazing sea monkeys. What happened to the sea monkeys? Were truth in advertising laws going to ruin childhood forever? This is a question I lie awake at night and ponder. Back in 1996 or so, somewhere 95, 96, I read a copy of Rolling Stone that had an article about virtual reality, which was kind of a new concept at that point. And I can remember it kind of terrified me, because I was thinking, at what point does the cyber reality become more pleasurable to live in than real reality, and then reality could be really ugly and you could be starving in the back alley somewhere, but as long as you had your virtual reality goggles on, you could be relaxing on a tropical island with beautiful women walking around, and you could have any one of them, and why would you want real life after that? And it started to just creep me out. And then as the world progressed and technology progressed, I guess, it became more viable. And as the world got shittier and is continuing to get shittier, at what point do people just get sucked into the cyber world and they're stuck there forever? And they never die because they're stuck in the cyber world. I come down here in the bowels of the armpit studio where I live, in the bowels of the armpit of Canada. I have all kinds of profound things I want to say, and I get down here and I turn on the computer and I open up my programs and I go, I'd like to see colors. I'd like to see little fishies swimming by. I'd like to get away from the world and all its problems. And so I spend hours making little fishies float by. And is that any more or less harmful than any activity that humans do? I don't know. All I know is sometimes I need to focus on just being and not constantly trying to solve problems that are intractable and impossible to solve anyway. And I just want pretty colors and fishies. Like colored fishies. And I will close this video off with saying, if God's on our side, He'll stop the next war, or this one that's going on right now. I will not get involved in the politics anymore of it. I will leave that to more astute people. Go over to the Revolution Continues blogspot and read Cindy's writing, because she's very good. And Divided We Stand, I don't agree with everything, but still it's an entertaining Saturday night for this lonely old man fading into obscurity. So thank you, and I will talk to you as soon as I do this next video, which is up here somewhere in the cranium, but it's getting harder to retrieve these creative thoughts from. Anyway, it's all to do with getting old. So don't, you younger folks, don't get old. It's not worth it. I never expected to get old. I never expected to make it past 30, and probably when you looked at the crazy life that I lived, I probably shouldn't be here. But I'm here, and while I'm here, I will be here for you as your friend, or as your frenemy, or whatever you decide is the appropriate way to deal with Vegematic. Good night, and thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. I do. Even if I don't get any money for it ever. It would be nice to get money for stuff. I don't know, I'm always giving stuff away. It's just me. I'm not a capitalist at heart. Never been a capitalist at heart. I just don't have the killer instinct of capitalists. Anyway, good night. I'll see you soon. Please don't forget to leave a comment. I will try and answer all of them. The ones that YouTube allows me to answer. And I don't think they like you when you're on YouTube and you answer every comment. It's like, oh yeah, you're just sucking up to people. No, I like the comments. I like And I get some crazy ass ones. Yeah, they're kind of entertaining for me, and it's the only fucking pay I get for this thing. Okay, so leave a damn comment. All right. Anyway, peace, and that means not war and not killing and not explosions and all that good stuff. Be well, my friends.